Every year, I look at the city budgets, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating because when you look at the city budgets, you have to understand that when they give you the information at the beginning of the year, and when they give you the information at the end of the year, they're using two different accounting methods. Okay? So you go and you look at it and you say, what does the budget say, and what can I do with it? And no matter what you do with it, you mention it to them, you're wrong. I said, well, wait a minute, I got these numbers right out of your budget. Well, you can't use those numbers with mathematics. I don't know what I'm supposed to use those numbers for if I'm not supposed to do that. But the one part of the budget that always seems to make the most sense is not these overviews, because they just give you big numbers, chunks go here and there. You can't tell what's really going on. But if you go into the capital improvement program, this is an example, and I don't expect you to read this. This is an example of what they say the capital improvement program information is supposed to look like. It's supposed to spread out what they're going to do on a particular project over 5 years, and it's supposed to tell you if the money is unfunded, if they have the money, whatever they're going to do with it. And the only place in the whole capital improvement program that looks like this is the example. So if you look at last year, a little bit of last year, you'll see, and I'm not using this because I don't like these projects, I'm just using these as numerical examples. Last year, this is the unfunded capital project, shows $63 million unfunded for the sheriff's station and $39 million unfunded for the Canyon Country Community Center. Both of these projects are supposed to be built in 2020-21. Wow, I was figuring, how are you going to do that? And so if you look at the 18-19 budget, and you look at that sheet that's supposed to tell you everything, it tells you that they expended in my vocabulary means spent, $16.5 million. But they really didn't. And they only showed spending a very small amount of money, $280,000 this year. Wow, I'm watching all those trucks up there doing all the grading. That can't be right. So if you look at it, it said, hey, I have expended $16 million, and I have an unfunded $63 million, so the cost must be $79 million, right? And that's what I asked them last year, and they said, oh, no, you're wrong. Well, wait a minute. Those are your numbers. Oh, you can't use those numbers. Okay, because if you go back here to this thing, you'll see they have a total unfunded amount of budget of projects worth $616 million. Wow. You can tell all that isn't going to get built anytime soon. So we go to this year's thing. If you'll notice, the sheriff's station is not on it, because now this is only the unfunded capital budgets. But you'll see the Canyon Country Community Center is on it at $36 million unfunded. Wait a minute. Wasn't it $39 million last year? Well, I know where the $3 million came from. It came from the county. The county threw in more money. But this year, the total unfunded is only $516 million. Well, how did that happen? It's very confusing because, I can't make the numbers mathematically match anything. So I went to the sheriff's station. And the sheriff's station now says that they expended $48 million, $47.5 million. That's not true. And when I go and I ask those kind of questions in City Hall, they say, well, the problem is you don't know how we estimate and fund things. And I'll tell them, okay, explain it to me, right? And I always get the same answer. Well, we'll have someone sit down and talk to you about it. Never happened. So anyway, right now, this is claiming the total cost, including of construction, is $48 million. But if you'll notice, if you could read this, in which you can't, this is only a part of the sheriff's station project. Where'd the rest of it go? I don't know. So if you now go to the if you go to the Canyon Country Community Center, you'll see they expended $21.8 million, and of that, $22.1 million is unfunded. How did they do that? It's obvious that their bookkeeping method and my English is totally different, right? Then they have another one where it shows another part of it. And as they feed this to us in pieces, you never get to know what the total cost is. And I can't help but think they do that on purpose. So if you look at the Canyon Country Community Center, they said infiltration is going to cost $3 million, and phase 1 has $22 million unfunded, and then on the unfunded page is that 36 plus 22, or is the 22 part of the 36? I have no idea. So to be honest with you, the reason why I'm telling you this is because I can't see if these numbers were real that they're going to finish in 2021, but I know they're not real. And I think it's a dishonest thing to do not to tell the community what they're actually doing. And that's my whole point. And you know, the city budget comes out, it's 245 pages. It's got dissertations in it about what the city was when it was first formed. It tries to explain what the different funds are. It's got sheets of paper with numbers on it, and it's got the capital improvement program, none of which, if you really want to make sense out of it, makes any sense. I can't do it. Anyway, you might have remembered the BMX track that I've been on Facebook about, been waiting 10 years for. Well, I guess they're planning to spend the $250,000 on it now. They're planning on it. Doesn't mean, I don't know if this is real money or whether this is just a plan. We got to figure it out. But anyway, none of it looks like that, right? That was the sample, and that was my whole point.